objects have lives? If objects could speak, what stories would they tell? These are some of the questions explored by the Lifelines Exhibition, currently showing at the Standard Bank Gallery in Johannesburg. The exhibition is divided into two different spaces. This thought-provoking exhibition encourages viewers to consider the journey these objects have taken, from their origin to the institution in which they are currently displayed.
The exhibition is really divided into two spaces, one section called Life and one section called Lines. The section called Life is an exhibition of the 7 objects that in a sense have been given life to. They've been explored and researched and written about and engaged with, and those are the 7 objects that students from last year, so 2013, in that postgraduate course, Object Biographies, it's the objects that they worked with. Lines is a showcasing of further objects from the collection that have got very little information attached to them that's either known or been written, so they are objects that are awaiting further engagement. And it was intended, obviously it gives an extended opportunity for showing objects from the collection, but it's also intended as an exhibition from which this year's postgraduate students can select an object and become the biographer of that object.
Standard Bank has particularly chosen to sponsor the Lifelines exhibition because of the link that it has back to Wits University. And for those who are not aware of it, Standard Bank has a vast African art collection which we house at Wits University. And well, all the objects in that collection are open and available to the postgrad students, particularly in the Wits History of Art faculty. So late last year, one of the students did a phenomenal research report on African art, and her focus was really on the object, the biography of an object, and we thought it was quite fitting to have that as part of our collection for this year, hence the exhibition happening now at Standard Bank Gallery.
Supporting the arts in South Africa has always been important for Standard Bank, and they would like to see more art sponsorship from other corporate players.
The arts in South Africa is unfortunately the poor child compared to the sports sponsorship fraternity, but I believe that enough corporates are actually getting behind this industry. You've got the likes of, well, ourselves being Standard Bank, and if you look at the portfolio of properties that we have, they cover different genres within the art space. And I think quite often when corporates think about the arts, they're all thinking about visual arts, which is not the case. You get performing arts, you get music as an art in itself. So when you put all the funding that's actually going into it, I believe that there is a sustainable and substantial investment in the art space, but definitely the industry could do with a lot more.
It has been a very unusual and extraordinary experience working with the bank, because it's very clear that they have got a very deep understanding of the value of exhibitions and the artworks in the collection and the proper display of them, and the sharing of that in a way that enables people to understand, know more, respect, value and celebrate the collection.
Some objects find their way into museums. Some we know much about, others nothing. And this is what makes this exhibition so intriguing.
The sense we're trying to get across to the average viewer that comes into view Lifelines is that they need to start thinking about the biography of every object that they're seeing in the gallery. Where did this object come from its inception, right through to it being exhibited in different institutions around the world and around the country. So it's just about taking that step back and thinking of where did it actually come from. I mean, we have pieces in our African art collection from all over the world, all over Africa, all over the country. Just think about the journey that object has taken to eventually get here.